holds me down. Back at it once again. 365, don't ever blend in. You got it, don't pretend.
Well, hello. How you guys doing today? Are you getting into your creative zone? Are you feeling creative and fancy today? I hope so. So, I have enjoyed just the past few days of looking at some of your videos and getting inspiration, finding some new insight even for my own personal life. So I want to thank all of you. Wondering why my face is so zoomed in here. Let me see what's going on. We're going to move that a half a second. So today I was hoping to, watch some of your videos for inspiration on content that you guys are creating. And over in my personal group, Beams, we're also doing a 30-day challenge, which we're calling Creators 30. And it's all about people sharing their format of creativeness. That could be written, audio, video, live streaming, recording, even memes, if that's your thing, because that's an art form. Let's face it. And for the past year, I really had a chance to work on some of my skill set and being able to improve what I'm doing. But the one big thing that I think how that resulted, how that came about, was from practicing and getting into that flow of consistency. And I know often life happens and we can get into one of these situations where, we're just trying to figure out how to get through our normal day and how do we, post content that's outside of our normal schedule. It can be overwhelming. But when you surround yourself with the right group of people that maybe get what you're going through, it definitely can help. And I know that that's been the case for me when it came to participating into LIDA last year. And for those of you that don't know what LIDA is, it's live every day in April. And this year they ended up not doing LIDA, but I want to take some time and celebrate some of that because I had some personal wins through that specific challenge. And I want to talk to you about that a little bit today because I have found often when people connect together and they have a similar interest or they've traveled a similar path, there's a lot of great breakthroughs that can happen. And when you're working in the aspect of business, especially working for yourself, if you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, maybe leading a small team, it's important to have some support in some format where people get where you're coming from. It really does. It makes a big difference. And through life, all of us are going to have different trials and tribulations. So you got to make sure that, your mind, your body, and spirit are lined up. And often I think entrepreneurs will focus on the hustle, the go for it, make big dreams happen. And that's great. But there may be a time where you experience burnout or you go through a really difficult time of trial and tribulations. This is life. It's not all rosy. It's not. So especially as things are changing in our market, I think it's important for us to take some responsibility on top of talking about tech talk, on top of finding all these great innovative things that are happening. It's important for us to talk about mindset, mental wellness in business, and also looking for pieces of advice that we've received from other people that helped along our journey, and then going and sharing that with other people that are now on the journey that maybe you just finished. It's so important. And there can be this habit on social media of showing all the perfect pieces, the perfect shot on Instagram, the great big win that you post on Facebook, the huge following that you have on LinkedIn. There's all these different ways to celebrate the goodness in life, and it's great. But it's important for us to step back and make sure that what we're infusing on there onto social media, that it's helpful, but we keep that human factor tied to it, because all of us at some point will go through some trial or tribulation. It could be right now. In fact, I was just catching a small little video that Gary Vaynerchuk had posted, and I think he hit something really right on the nail. He was talking about, an increase in suicide rates, and with things that are happening in the economy, that it's important for entrepreneurs to have resources, insight, and support, and a little bit of a reality check, because some people have been living in this bubble, this illusion, this plastic bubble of, oh, my snap cam just stopped. Wait, am I still going on eCam? I think I am. But it's important for us to, take some time and make sure that we have all these things lined up in our life, not just the wins, but our overall wellness too. And something that had happened to me, if you've been following me for a while, you may know my story, but for those of you that don't, my name's Liz Morosco, and I own an event marketing agency in Michigan. We've been in business for 17 years. I love being able to serve others and help them express themselves through events and marketing. But not so long ago, we had, as a family, gone through a really difficult, dark time. In a matter of 2 years, we had 9 deaths in our family. But where it originally started from, my nephew had passed away, and then right after that, my uncle had passed away. And I ended up getting some incredible wisdom from him, some advice that he shared with me that I'll forever be grateful for. And he actually shared it with me just 2 weeks before he passed away. We were on a really long phone call with each other, and one of those ones that carry on for 2 hours, and I finally said, I gotta go. But in that conversation, one of the things that we were talking about is, how do you survive after other people die? How do you keep going? What do you keep doing? And this was before I knew what was about to hit our family. And he said to me, what you've got to do is take all the gifts and the wisdom and things that people that have passed, what they shared with you, and then you share it with that next generation. And then in that way, they keep living, and you're still experiencing them in some way in your life. And it was great wisdom. It definitely helped me. And I think the timing was, impeccable. But after that time, I went through a really dark, dark time. Along with that came so many other obstacles and shifts, and I think epiphanies of who people really were. Some people that surprised me beautifully, and some that devastated me, but I grew through that. And last April, I ended up joining, by chance, I joined this group that Loria Petrucci had put together called LEDA, Live Every Day in April. What I didn't know was about to happen in that month of April is I was going to make connections with people from all over the United States, all over the world, actually, friends from Europe, and incredible stories of hope and inspiration. And one of the ladies that I had met was, there's so many people that I met. We're going to talk about that because we're going to celebrate all of those beautiful people here in just a minute here. But one of the ladies I had met is a lady named Maria. And Maria unfortunately passed away just a couple, maybe a month after, I don't even know if it was a month after we had wrapped up that experience. But Maria actually gave me, she's an American Spaniard, or should I say a Spanish American, depending on where she was at, it becomes the forefront, but she was American and Spanish. She lived in Spain. And she had this beautiful heart, this energy of healing and loving and laughter, even while she was going through her own difficulties. And if I remember correctly, she spoke to angels, had some form of clairvoyancy. And one of the things that Maria had shared with me was, the idea of, whoops, lost my e-cam. Let me come back over here. Whoops. Whoa, that's really bright. Whoa. Let's see if I can go over here. So much, too much. At least I got lipstick on today. But Maria had shared with me some advice on coming out of a little bit of a funk, I guess you could call it. Let me see if I can get this out of here. It's just so up in my freaking face. Woo! I had all my scenes set up. Didn't work out so much like that. Okay, let's try this again. So let me get back to the story. So Maria had said to me in one of the live streams, because she was doing different pockets of wisdom that she was sharing with other members that were in the Lita setup. And she had said to me, Elizabeth, you've got to learn to not be so serious all the time, to start learning to lighten up a little bit, to live life, that it's okay to live life, that you don't have to be so serious all the time. And for me, it was a big wake-up call, because prior to all of this insanity that had unrolled, and it wasn't just like the 2 years of death. It was the 2 years of death plus the 4 or 5 years before that of caring for other people's needs and all this other stuff that came with it, pre and post chaos, right? So post chaos, I'm running into Maria, and she's saying this to me, and it hit home, because it made me realize that the Liz that I used to be, that I had buried her with all the other people and things that had happened, that my sense of joy and spontaneity had flattened. And part of it was because I was always worried about other people's needs. These were life-threatening, urgent needs for a long time, that I suddenly had transitioned to this shell of who I was. Sometimes a smile would pop out, sometimes a little bit of, joy, a little bit of happiness. But she reminded me of why, why it was so important to do a reality check, especially after you go through a difficult time, that you don't allow that to become the focal point of everything in your life, that you've got to remember to reconnect with happiness, with joy. Yes, even after really terrible, horrible trauma. And I'm painting over, very one quick stroke of that story. But at a certain point, we have a choice that we resonate in the pain, or we resonate in the goodness that people shared with us, like my uncle said, and like Maria said, going back and celebrating those things, celebrating life, not being so serious all the time. And she was right. But till she said it, I think that I wasn't even quite aware that I was a shell. So sometimes the wisdom that we share with people can help people get stuck out of a rut. Sometimes it's just a matter of 3 or 4 words that are strung together in the right way that has impact on other people. And that's one of the things that all of us have the ability of doing, of influencing other people in a positive way with the content that we're creating. And on top of Maria sharing all of her love in that group, I'm going to tell you, that specific challenge was literally, it was incredible. And this is a little tribute to all my Lita April 21 peeps out there. You guys rock. Your stories. You honestly all shared so much hope, so much goodness. And all of you that were there, that really participated, I know that you know what I'm talking about, because it got intimate. It got real. It was no sugar cookie cutter stuff. I learned so much about you. And so many of you, I'm still friends with so many of you. And I've learned so much, and you've helped me. You've helped me start to live life again. And I just can't say thank you enough. You know, I put all these little names out there. Every single one of you at some point had some kind of positive impact on me and everyone else that's in that group. It was amazing. And I'm grateful that Loria pulled that together. And I'm grateful that each and every single one of you ended up taking the time to really dig in. I'll never forget Andy singing Maria, Maria, Maria all the time. And Marcus, I still don't know how he showed up all the time. Israel with all of his tech guru stuff. Julie with her kind heart and sweetness. She made me feel like, I don't know, Sissy Spacek was in the room. Ellie, you're such a beautiful heart. So many more. Sammy Superstar, you inspire me that yes, I can do it too with a little smile. Kaylee in the pocket, you're a hoot. Love it. Mommy Lala, such a beautiful soul, always supporting other people. Matt House, showcasing you can do everything and anything you want. Deborah Vick, you wild woman, you are unstoppable. Appreciate you. Paul, I'm never going to forget your double screen little skits that you did. What a hoot. Steffi, always playing with color. I never know what's going to pop up. Either gummy bears that are pineapple or purple sunshine dreams. It's all these good things. Even Eric, it was incredible watching what he's doing with cybersecurity and reaching out to the Latina community and making sure that everyone's connected. It was so good. Just so good. And I know that there's many of you I didn't even get to. David doing your costumes, James with your sports and interviews and getting into it, Lynn, incredible, sharing such heartfelt stories that gave us so much hope, Joel doing the tech thing and making us feel like it's possible. That was wonderful. It really was wonderful. Ron, I loved it, especially after your adventures in Lita, of watching you with all of your beautiful artwork, but you opening up in a special way in that particular challenge. It helped me, and I appreciate that. Roy, you're always popping up with some tech talk and good spirits. So grateful. So incredibly grateful. And Wayne, amazing. I think all the way from Trinidad and still running it like a muck. You cannot forget the unforgettable Sandy, who's a misfit of sorts and full of just so much love. So grateful I met all of you. All of you. And especially the wonderful John Pullum. You pulled together that group. And I'll admit it, at first I was wondering, why is he pulling together this group? I was suspicious, but I didn't realize you were actually doing it out of love of keeping all of us connected. And I'm really grateful that you did that. So I do want to say thank you. And I think it's funny how each of us have touched each other in some way. I hope that I shared some sort of positive energy with some of you. Elgenaire coming all the way from the other side of the world, making all of us Americans smile. And I think it's kind of cool how your communication has improved like 1,000%. So I know that there's more of you. I can't quite get to everyone's name, but those were some of the ones that I think I felt a little connected with. And oh, wait a minute. No. Christina. I miss her. She's not posting as much, but her wisdom with sleep and just, oh my gosh, she's just feel-good lady. Just such a feel-good lady. And James and David. We had the double Davids going. Yeah, we had a lot of really good people in that challenge. But I just can't say thank you enough. So all of these little pockets of wisdom have helped in different ways. You know, when we share words of wisdom, we can help other people. And in this particular challenge, all of these people gave a little bit of their heart to the rest of us, their wisdom, their insight, and their truth. It wasn't plastic. That's the one thing I can say. I don't know what happened that particular day, that particular month. But for some reason, everybody was willing to open up. I don't know if it was because we were stuck in pandemic lockdown mode, but people were willing to give and to receive. Heather Roma, that was incredible with you and your husband. And you guys both participated, and then your backdrops and your beautiful heart that you shared. I feel like I know all of you in some little way, and I'm grateful. But particularly, I am grateful for Maria, because that one little thing that she said, it helped me open up to start living life again. So I want to say a great big happy anniversary to all the Lita peeps from April 2021. I do appreciate all of you. Why does that keep going to that thing? Criminy crud. All right. There we go. A little bit further removed. I don't know what was happening, but it was like right up in my face. I am so glad I put some lipstick on. I was going to rely just on SnapCan. Maybe not the best idea. So, hey, Matthew, these are nice testimonials. Yeah, those were some people that really helped me get to the point that I wanted to just, try again, to try to live life and get back out there. And also a reminder that I wasn't the only one. All of these people that were involved were sharing their story, and it was beautiful, because we were trapped in our house, so we needed virtual escape plans. It may have been, but for whatever reason, I think that group of all of us in Lita, and if I didn't say your name, I'm so sorry. I tried the best I could. But I think that all of us coming together and sharing that vulnerability. And the unique thing is it wasn't with an intent. Nobody was selling anything. Nobody was promoting anything. No, it was just like genuine people that had come together. I participated in August, but I couldn't quite get as much involved because I was having some pretty major dental work done. So at a certain point, like in last August, I could barely talk. So I think I started it off, and then I had to stop for a little while. But anyhow, it was good. It was really good. And I'm sharing this with you as a reminder that you have words of wisdom, you have stories, you have experiences, you have things that you've gone through that you understand a little bit better how to handle it after you've gone through it. And now that you have that wisdom, that's when it's important to say, wait a minute, how can I help somebody else? You make it through something. Don't just keep running. Look back and find out who can you help pull up. It could be something trivial, like a tech problem, but it could also be a mindset block or understanding difficulties that you or other people are going through. Facebook user says, it started my life journey. I think it started a lot of us, because for quite a few of us, it was like we had something that we wanted to do. We had some extra time. But it maybe didn't know what to do. And all of a sudden we had this group that were all coming together, being vulnerable, being honest, not coming at it for a reason. They weren't coming at trying to network with you for buy my stuff. That's not what it was about. And I think that we can learn that too as business leaders, as social media. It's about that connection and letting people get to know you and your story and your talent, but not always making it about the sale. I remember my husband used to always say, Many people think that business deals happen in the conference room, but the truth is most business deals happen on the golf course. And you could fill in golf course with whatever you want, but what he was trying to say is it's about that personal connection. And it's not just about going off an agenda that you're reading in a quick conference call or meeting, you know. So apply those principles to your business. Start figuring out what is some wisdom that you have that you can share with other people. And really, like in business, if you're just one step ahead of other people, you can help people that are coming up behind you through that. Do the same thing. But I know for me, you know, the great advice that I did get was from my uncle, that you take the wisdom that other people share with you and you pass it on. That's how you get through a difficult time when people are passing away. And it wasn't easy. I say it really quick. But I don't think people have any idea what it's like when you literally have people in your immediate family where you're getting a death like every 3 to 6 months. It was horrible. And through grace of God, you know, I think my strong faith and held me up. You know, Jesus Christ, leaning into him helped. And then bringing in new people into my life in a new way definitely helps. So I do want to celebrate Maria, and I want to celebrate all of my Lita peeps, because you gave me a renewal to want to get out there and try and start living life again, you know, just even in simple, beautiful ways like live streaming. And that's a gift. So thank you. Thank you for doing that. And thank you to Loria Petrucci for doing that. I was very grateful that she created that experience, and Callie, all of those people just giving their love and opening their platform to help other people. But I think this, and for whatever reason, maybe it's just me, but I think that particular group in April, it was pretty cool. There's some pretty cool stuff. So keep your mindset healthy when you're in business, especially with everything that's going on, you guys, right now. If you have, you know, issues that are deeper, you know, start seeking some counseling. Know that you're not alone. Find good people to surround yourself with. And this is key for business success, because I'm going to tell you, there will be years that you have slam dunks, home runs, and all that. And those are beautiful. But you also have to be prepared for times that there's strikeouts and huge disappointments, so that when that does happen, because life is filled with bitterness and sweetness, when that happens, that you are equipped to get through it. All right? And keep an eye out for all your other fellow entrepreneurs, that they're not, you know, slipping or lost. Leave a little line. Stay connected with people, and share your goodness. Not everything has to be negative on social media, even though, you know, the news it's always been that way. The news has always been negative, even before the past 4 years. So keep that in mind and make sure that you're doing things to, you know, renew your skill set, be around positive people, and be proactive in your overall mental wellness and mindset. All right. I'm wishing all of you just tons of good health and happiness. Make sure that you take care of yourself. And in the meantime, be good, be happy, and most definitely be blessed.
Straight out of E-Camp.